Welcome back to our series. I believe this is episode 12, something like that. But basically, in the last episode, all we did was we took on some more contracts, a couple fertilizing missions. I know we did some weeding missions. I think we did a stone transport and a deadwood mission. And in doing so, we ended up with an additional bag of fertilizer here. So we still have 281 liters in this and a nice full bag here. So in general, I think we're doing quite well with continuing to make money in this save. In the sale, there is a telehandler, the high lift wheel loader here, and there is, of course, the Series 7 TTV HD, 44% off. I would love to buy it, but we don't have anything we need to do with that kind of horsepower yet. So obviously, we are going to be turning that one down. Now, there is some bailing missions here. There is 3 of them, 2 of which, these lower 2 are round bale. And I'm curious as to what kind of horsepower that blue one takes. So we're going to take a quick peek. We're going to see what kind of horsepower that baler needs. And it looks like it's going to be a minimum of like 200 horse to even do any of these. So if we want to do these baling missions, we're definitely going to just be like leasing the bigger of the 2. I definitely think this is the bigger of the 2. I think that's the way to go. But either way, so we'd be looking at that. Cultivating mission is a possibility. Deadwood way over in the east. Otherwise, holy smokes, $3 for a fertilizer mission. That could be very lucrative. $1,000 to lease, so we'd make a lot. I mean, we make $4 instead of $5. Otherwise, there is, of course, it looks like there's spinach to be harvested. So we could lease spinach stuff, $8,000. That's a massive field. We could lease the stuff for 3 of them, or 2 of them, to a small field and then bring the big one in. I don't know. Either way, we don't have any hoeing stuff we could possibly do unless we buy a big hoe. And it looks like there's a hoe for $36,000 here, 12 meter, but we don't have the horsepower to run it, so we could not do that ourselves. It looks like we're going to be starting off, we're just going to be taking on these 3 fertilizing missions. This one's going to take like 3 passes at most. So it's not really worth it, truthfully, for $491. But I mean, it is kind of out of the way too. Let's at least take on the 2 big ones, and we can look and decide if we want to do the other one after we have gotten these 2 done. So I'm going to grab all of the stuff we need, which will just be the fertilizer spreader, and we're probably going to bring both things of the fertilizer with again, just for the sake of having them with for when we likely run out, because that is a lot of stuff on that first one. But we are going to fill up before I go any farther, and we don't have to bring both. We have a whole thing of 300. Oh man, I'm making a mess here. And we have another 950 in this fertilizer spreader, so it should go well. But we're just going to go get both of these fields done, and I will be back. And there we have it. We are all fertilized up, which means we can head back down to the base of operations. And I'm either considering we take on maybe one of those weeding missions, or we might also consider possibly just going and chopping some of that deadwood quick and maybe throwing it in the trailer. Because both of which would be fairly cost effective, but I don't want to get into something too crazy. I was kind of hoping we would get like another stone removal mission, or just something like that, because those are kind of fun and they help break up the insane grind that the series has been so far. That being said, let's get back and let's see just what we're looking at for the contracts we have available to us at the moment. All right, here we are. Let's get our money collected from these 2 contracts. Here we got the $3 off the long one, which we probably only put $500 in fertilizer on, which that was a very nice deal. And another $1,200 from that there one. So we're doing rather well, needless to say. I do kind of want to take on a bale wrapping mission because those are truthfully pretty fun. But there's a free $1,300 just for basically driving over there to pick up that. So we definitely need to look at that. Plus there is this wood transport, but that just goes south to north. So I don't foresee us doing that one, but like this right here, it's $1,000 and we have to go down and back like 4 times. Not the worst. And if we're going to be here, we might as well go here. So let's take on both of these weeding missions so our weeder can continue to provide value for us as it has already done. And I don't even think we need the end loader for this mission. So let's just throw that over here quick. It's kind of nice to leave it behind if we don't necessarily need it, just because it makes our tractor quite a bit less clunky. And I should have grabbed the weight while I was over here, but that's okay. We can throw this on. So we're just going to head over to those two weeding missions and we can get working on them. All right, and here we are. We're back at the field. I actually think we are going to go with the two headlands here, just because this weeder has been kind of fun to navigate if it needs to be. So we'll just see how long this is going to take. I don't anticipate this is going to be a very long mission. Already at 2%, so I'll be doing this for, I don't know, 5-6 minutes or so. So, yeah, we'll just kind of zip through this one. One down. Beautiful stuff. So I was thinking, it was like, I really would love to get a bigger weeder because these weeding missions are actually really profitable. I mean, even if you consider the fact that we spent $6,500 on this weeder, I have no doubt in my mind that it's paid itself off already, truthfully. And if that's the case, we could just be more time effective with weeding missions. So I was like, maybe we should consider buying a bigger weeder. So we're gonna get this field done. We're gonna head back down to the shop and we're just gonna look around a little bit. Maybe there's a bigger weeder that makes sense in our situation. But again, we talked about this later last episode. I'm still saving up for our field and for a greenhouse. So it needs to make a crazy amount of sense. Otherwise, we're gonna stick this out. There we are, all done. I feel like I say there we are like 90% of the time we finish a field. I'll work on that a little bit. Maybe I can come up with another fun saying we can use when we finish a field. We'll have to come up with something fun. I'll take recommendations in the comments for that because I think we could come up with a way better way to come back in after we finish a field. So if you have any great suggestions, we could hit them with the classic holy moly. Could hit them with something a little bit more modern. Could hit them with the Minnesotan you betcha. But we're open to ideas on this one. So if you guys have any fun ideas for how I could re-enter after doing a little little cut or something like that, let me know. Let me know. But either way, we're gonna get to the shop. Let's go. All right. So as I said, I do want to just take a quick peek at the weeders because we were here. That one's a hoe. This is a weeder. 170 horse, but it's twice as wide. I would love to get a bigger tractor and that bigger weeder just for contract work. But that's obviously not what we're up to today. So let's grab our 1,500 bucks from doing those two missions. That bale wrapping one, there's 90, no, sorry, there's not 92. It's 2.68 acres and I could lease for 640, it could be 1,800 bucks just doing some wrapping. Otherwise, we could, in theory, lease the round bale stuff from one of these two contracts. And I mean, we'd make 1,700 bucks doing it that way. But I think, oh, that's a big fertilize mission. Oh, if I lease it for that one, I could also take it up to 8. I have to buy another thing of fertilizer because that is a big field. We're gonna do it. We're gonna borrow the big spreader. I want to see what I've been putting myself through. So borrow the little one here. Or sorry, just take on the little one. And then we'll also, let's accept that contract too. I want to see just how absolutely chaotic we can be here. Because why not? Why not? We're gonna have to purchase the fertilizer for loading into this bad boy because we're gonna load up with an extra thing of fertilizer before we head on this mission. Otherwise, I think we're pretty well just going to leave ourselves in a situation that is unfortunate. So let's refill here. I do like how much bigger this spreader is. It looks like it can hold darn near 3 full things of fertilizer, which that's very nice. I am curious. I mean, honestly, 1,200, that's not enough. We need another one. So we spent an extra about $4 grand to be able to fertilize these fields, but the money that we bring in is going to be well worth it, I believe. So let's get the big map out here. Looks like we're going to the east for this big first mission, and we're definitely going to do the big one first. And then after we do field 8, if we discover that we are way too wasteful with the fertilizer, we could always just turn this mission in and just go bring the small fertilizer spreader over to 74. But I was hoping to see how fast this one works, because truthfully, we are in a situation, hello sir, that we could buy a really big spreader, but it has to prove that it's worth it, which is what we're hoping to do right now on this big old field here. Let's see how wide this thing works. Oh boy, they might have just sold me on this thing. They might have just sold me on it. I mean, it definitely, it does a pretty wide patch here, not gonna lie. Plus, that percentage bar is going up almost 1 a second, which is absurd. It's absurd that I mean, this field would have taken me probably 6 or 7 minutes to do before, and this cuts it down to 1.5 minutes. The question is it worth setting ourselves back again by another 25 grand just to be able to take on these bigger fertilizing missions and get them done in a faster time frame? We could get more done per episode, but it's 25 grand. It's still going to take us like 3 episodes to recover. So maybe we just hope one comes on the sale, truthfully. I don't know what the odds are that one comes on the sale, but I mean, I think this thing's at 25 grand for this big one. It might even be like 49. But just looking at the speed difference, I mean, this thing covers more than our little one covers in half. This thing's literally like 3 times the spread of our little one. So we're definitely going to need to reconsider our fertilizer spreader, but we're still so early game, truthfully, that I don't think there's much we can expect. We did over 50% on the way down, which is just absurd. Love it for that. Lock on this one, and I think we're pretty much done. I think the other way was like saying, oh, you have to a headland, and this worked out really well. We might also consider, just if one comes on the lease like this, we could just lease it consistently. It's a loss of $600, but it would take over 20 times, like leasing it over 20 times for the fertilizer spreader to have paid itself off. Yeah, like as opposed to purchasing it. So even if we only lease it like 5 times, we would still have the money for the fertilizer spreader pretty well in the bag. So I think we're definitely going to be just leasing a bigger spreader if it comes on sale, or sorry, if it's in the contract items, or then just straight up purchasing it, hopefully, if it comes on a sale, because we don't have the horsepower to run bigger weeders and stuff anyways. But this one, we could just buy a bigger weight for the front of our tractor, and we can just drive. So I think it's definitely going to be something we're going to be looking at doing. I mean, this field was literally down and back, and like 1 thing of fertilizer. So we spent 2 grand on the fertilizer for this field. It was like $1,900. But I mean, that one paid like 4 grand. And then of course the leasing costs. So we're going to make like $1,500 to $2,000 just on that field. And then we have no leasing cost on the other 2 fields. So it definitely seems like the way to go. I mean, we might be able to do this field in 1 pass, and that would be absurd if we can. I mean, that's really close to a 1 pass. If it's not, what we'll do is I will stop this field. We'll go make 1 pass on the other one, and then bring this back and return it, so that we don't have to waste an excessive amount of fertilizer to finish it. Unless I can drop this thing's width way down. If I can drop this to 8 meters, it can actually get tighter than our little one. And if that's the case, that's just a no-brainer. We would just use this one to finish it. Yeah, I don't think there's any way we possibly finish this one. Up to 90. Let's see what this one can do here. Change, oh, there we go. Change work width down to 15 meters. That is excessively wasteful, sadly. So we're going to leave this field, and we're going to head over to the other one. So we know we have to still fertilize the east part of this field, and that's okay. I just want the smaller map out now. But yeah, no, we're just going to go, we're going to get this other field pretty well wrapped up. I think this one's actually smaller than the other one by a considerable portion, but we're going to find out soon enough anyway, so we have no reason to even hypothesize as to what this field is going to look like in terms of the timeline it'll take. I'm just checking, so we go south, little bump, that's okay. I know they call it a sidewalk, but this guy might want to consider running. I'm just joking, I'm joking. That's okay. But let's take the north road here, or head on down. It would be fun to get a big container truck like that too. And it looks like this is like a biogas plant or something here. So maybe we could deliver deadwood up here. We might be able to get a little trade deal, you know? It'd be kind of sick. But yeah, no, we're almost here at the other field, so I'm just going to cut to it. This one's too small to give us a preview. That's crazy. Look at the percentages just go crazy. I'm all about it. That is so nice. We got a 1 pass field here. Just drive right down the middle. Happy as a clam. That is probably the easiest 400 bucks we're going to make ever. That was a very easy 400 bucks. I also like the fact that we have exactly 2,600 or sorry, $26,500. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, I'll just drive through here quick. No berm exists that I cannot get a tractor over. And we can prove that later if we so need to. I thought this was a path. I apologize to this man's parking lot for the amount of dirt I'm gonna drag through it. And there is the unload. Let us return this beautiful piece of equipment here. What did we net off that big one? Yeah, $4,000. I guess it was $1,000 leasing cost. And then we thought we put about 2,000 fertilizer down because it was pretty close to one whole bag. But even so, that opened up the door. Even so, that opened up the door for the beautiful stuff we're up to now, which is, I mean, we still have another full thing here. So we didn't even have to buy the second thing of fertilizer, believe it or not. So we're sitting on another $2,000 of fertilizer, which is great to consider when we know that our upcoming missions are likely going to be heavily reliant on fertilizer. We're gonna take the back access road, go north, and just polish this one off quick. Another $1,200 brings us up to $32,202, which is very nice. Nothing new in the auction slash sale area. I'm honestly considering going a little crazy here. We could put up $8,000 with that major contract for harvesting. $8,000 plus possible sale afterwards. That's a lot of money. I don't have a bucket yet, but I could buy a bucket. We could leave the stuff on the ground and then sell it when the price is good. We've been through a whole year. We know when the prices are going to be good on these items. We might be able to net an extra couple grand off just the crops of a massive contract. Just on the crops of a massive contract like that, which that could be amazing. That could be amazing. I need to sit and think about this for a second because I'm going to put probably an hour of drive time just into the harvest of an $8,000 contract. And I might go a little crazy doing that, but at some point you just got to kind of go for it, don't you? We need to make money. We need to get land in a greenhouse. Maybe that's the way to do it, is just go for the throat. Do a massive contract. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're actually gonna repair my tractor first. Go get some fuel, because I do want to see what kind of finances we're looking at. I think the repairs are on the back here. Yeah, there it is. Because I don't know what we're looking at for a repair cost on my tractor. The repair is $600. $4 to repair my front weight. We might as well repair that while it's on here. It's definitely a little bit happier. I think we're gonna wait on the fuel for a moment because we can just get that one of the next times we head down south on a mission, because I believe the gas station is below us. But I have decided, and we're gonna go for it. 8.88 acres. This is gonna take a while. This is gonna take a while. Looks like it has its own little auger bin, which is nice. Nice looking tractor. And a head that is about 4, maybe 5 meters wide. I clicked on that. This is going to take a minute. I'm curious as to how this thing performs. I'm hoping we can harvest faster than about 5 miles per hour. But these big harvesters like this typically take a while. So this is likely going to be the biggest grind we have faced so far. And because of that, just give me a second. We're getting our thumbnail out of the way. You guys are going to see this one. Boom! It's gonna be one of the best thumbnails yet. A big yellow hog just ripping down the road at 15 miles per hour. I'm surprised they didn't rate this thing's speed in feet per second, because it's a little rough if you ask me. All right, so it kind of expands. Oh, we shoot into the back. Okay, very fun behavior here. So if I just like move bunker up. Oh. Very cool stuff. So if I click lower and I click turn on, all right, looks good. Steer assist, oh my gosh. All right, lock it on, I guess. We've got a long way to go here. 6 miles per hour on a very thin stretch. This might possibly be a glorious time lapse, ladies and gentlemen. Strap in.
good need for them sleight of hand tricks. So I know my good intention.
That was something golden back there. Like an apple. Ladies and gentlemen, we found our first little piece. We found our first collectible. And that's $5,000. I want to reiterate, I am not allowed to like go searching for them on my own. But if I do find one, I can grab it. It's just I can't just go searching for them randomly. But if I see it, I can stop. So I was like considering, do I go this way? Do I go the other way? I'm happy we went this way. It's $5,000 more to our name. But either way, we are now, I'm making the final 2 deliveries here of the spinach. So I'm going to do that, and then we can wrap up our episode. Oh, no way, fellas. No way. There's something shining on this doorstep. Can I open this, or do I have to? No, we have to jump the gate. I apologize, owner of this house. That's literally 2 in a row. Like, this is 2 within like 5 minutes, and I hadn't seen any before this. Another $5,000 for our play. This is, I mean, that's sweet. That brings us up to 42. Plus we have the contract to turn in. Oh my god. I mean, that turns this play. I mean, that's 10 grand right there that we did not have accounted for. Guys. There's no way. There's no way. Well, the rules are the rules. That's a really quick turnaround, truthfully. You guys can let me know what you think about doing with these collectibles, because, I don't know, 15 grand on one episode is kind of crazy, but I didn't anticipate that we would find 3 in an episode. So I don't anticipate that it'll be this crazy ever. Truthfully, I think that's about as fast as it's ever going to be. But I mean, that puts us pretty close to considering land, truthfully. But with the amount of time we've already put into this episode, I mean, I've been recording for over 2 hours, it feels like. We're definitely not going to be making any more serious moves today. We're just going to be getting back down. I want to get the rest of this spinach sold, and I will meet you back at the base of operations. All right, and here we are. Let's make our collect here off of that contract. Another $8,000. But also, I want to bring into just perspective the amount of money we actually made on that, because we also had crop sales, and our crop sales was another $4,700. So we made 12 to 13 grand on that one mission. That is remarkable money. Also, I did notice there's an apple up here on the shop, but we're going to leave it right there. That's going to be our little secret for us to have. So we're just going to leave this apple here for a while. I'm hoping it's the last one we collect, truthfully. I hope it's number 1 to go. But either way, we're going to wrap it up right here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you next time in episode 13. Take care.